about to witness a seismic event. Now, let the party begin.
Your healthy radio addiction starts now.
Hollywood's Motorcycle Madhouse on iHeartRadio.
And welcome everyone to Motorcycle Madhouse. I'm James Hollywood Machikari, and I want to welcome everyone on our Twitter and our Facebook and our YouTube and all the other platforms, iHeartRadio and Spotify. Today we're going to have some fun. What's up there, Joey from Rockford, buddy? Right down the road. How you doing? We're going to be talking about brotherhood and what started it all, why everybody wanted to become a biker in the first place. So it's going to be a good debate. How you doing, Dibs, over there over in England? We got Serbia on the line. But our first screen, we're going to talk about what good bikers do, man, because let's face it, quite honestly, they don't get enough freaking credit, if you know what I mean. So let's take a quick roll while everybody's coming up on the screen.
Traded in their motorcycles for shopping carts. For the 29th year, Binghamton Harley-Davidson Owners Group went on a shopping spree for local children. As part of the Toys for Tots program in Broome County organized by local authorities. Let's check in with 12 News reporter Michael Schwartz to see what they stocked up on.
Beyond the chains and leather vests,
there's a soft spot in all our hearts for less fortunate kids.
2, 1, Merry Christmas!
For the 29th year, Binghamton's official motor club of Harley-Davidson went from choppers to shoppers for Toys for Tots.
So we keep going until we run out of money.
So we started our engines. Going along for the ride with the group's assistant director, Tim Mulvey. We're going on a $10,000 shopping spree for Toys for Tots. We're going to take you along. You ready?
Sure.
Let's do
ready.
it. Let's do it.
You know what? You can't go wrong with a fire truck.
Oh, you know what a huge item is right now? Slime.
Harley riders love to eat cookies. Hey, slime works.
Now, Mulvey wasn't riding solo on this trip.
It's nice to be able to buy some toys for some little kids that might not be able to afford it, or, you know, that their parents can't afford it, and give it to them, and brings back your childhood.
I was kind of a truck guy.
A truck guy?
Yeah.
In past years, Mulvey has even met the families he shopped for.
Pretty emotional sometimes. Some people, the appreciation that they show is really something to see, and yeah, it does make you feel good, sure.
Especially when it came to checking out, seeing just how much these bikers geared up for the kids.
It's really heartwarming, and I know people say, oh, you got all these Harley guys out there, but we care about these kids.
Showing their true colors.
$10,000 can go a long way and making Christmas just a little bit brighter.
And after all the purchases were made, the Harley sleigh was loaded up cart by cart with hundreds of toys. In Vestal, Michael Schwartz, 12 News.
There you go, 10 G's, man. That's no drop in the bucket. Way to go, hog out there. That was awesome. In the news today, and this is one of the things that I was talking about with the Mongol case, as well as that case out in Pennsylvania. Looks like if you go to this link that I actually put in the description box, you'll see the warrant and how it's worded. Augusta County, Virginia. The FBI is looking into one of the biker clubs in Augusta County, or Augusta. The search warrant appears to show the FBI building a racketeering case against members of the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club. Several Hells Angel members are accused of attacking a rival biker group called the Pagans outside Hometown Inn. A grand jury indicted 5 men in October, and 2 of them are now facing charges of attempted first-degree murder. Again, the copy of the arrest warrant you can find in a link in the description box if you're over on YouTube. The way it is worded is the way they are going after the Mongols. So this is where I was talking about. You might not like one club, or you might not like this club, but guess what? This thing goes down with the Mongols and they lose the case, they're going to go after all the clubs. And this warrant is specifically freaking worded that way. So go take a look at it. Also, down in Abilene, Texas, 3 members of a club accused of robbing and beating an Abilene man were indicted Thursday. A victim, a member of the Kinfolk Motorcycle Club. He rode past the Banditos clubhouse, and according to the indictment, 3 Banditos followed the victim and tried to kick him off his motorcycle. They eventually cut him off and surrounded him. The victim pulled out a gun and held it at his side. He said Machado yelled, there are 30 or more people coming to you. The men also shouted, you can't disrespect the Banditos, and we're going to shut you up like we shut up Dusty. Wesley Dale Mason is a former Bandito. He is charged with murder. Worried that they were going to kill him, the victim said he holstered his pistol and got on his bike to leave. According to the indictment, the victim was kicked several times in the head, upper shoulder, back, chest, and stomach. The victim said he was punched numerous times. My question is, if you're a 1%er, why are you talking to the cops, kinfolk? But hey, that's your thing. That's what you got to deal with. And it's no joke on the streets. Like I told you, it's not about just throwing on a patch and doing what you want. I guess you can say that Constitution didn't help him too much at that point in time. But he did run towards the freaking cops. But we got something real funny right here coming up to you.
Traded in their motorcycles.
Boy, you need to, look, you need your ass whooped. Ooh, wow. I want to drive past you so bad, you lucky you the fat ass police. Ooh, all I gotta do is get out, you can't even catch me.
Man, I screwed up that transition, but that's some buddy stuff, man. I thought cops actually had regulations where you had to be a certain amount of weight and stuff. I felt sorry for that bike, man. Jesus Christ, it was all ass on that damn thing. What are they thinking with these cops? Really? They actually got these freaking guys on a motorcycle, my God. And the guy's right. All you had to do was open the door and just taunt him and walk away. He'd probably be huffing and puffing by the time he passed out and had a freaking heart attack. But anyway, we got an interview coming up. But before we get into that, I wanted to talk a little bit about biker brotherhood, man. Why, people got into the lifestyle in the first place. I'm sure you'll have a good chat in the chat room about why you became a biker. And my personal story regarding this, it started back about 7 years old, I have to say. And living in the Chi-Town and stuff like that, we had 2 wheelmen, actually. It later became the Black and White, that lived down, a couple houses from us and stuff. And there was nothing more exciting as a 7-year-old kid seeing these guys just run back and forth, all the guys in the neighborhood, and it was awesome. They would always stop and pay attention to us kids, and back then it was a little different. If you got out of hand, they'd kick you in the ass. So, but yeah, that's basically how I got into it. As far as the brotherhood aspect of it, you can't say nothing else about bikers than, they have a common mutual respect for each other. And that's why I love the biker lifestyle, man. You can be riding one type of bike and you're going down the road, you get your wave and stuff like that. Or, you know what, you're in trouble and you have a complete stranger stop, help you on the side of the road. And I think that's one of the biggest things that really drew me to the motorcycle scene. And it's great every day, even though a lot more stuff gets more screwed up as I knew it when I was coming in it. It's still one of the best lifestyles to be in. So, let me know. What do you guys think, man? Why'd you guys get into everything and all that good noise, So let me know, but I'm going to make our call real quick and get our interview on the line. This guy's pretty cool, so.
Hello.
Hey, Tombstone, it's Hollywood. You're on the air. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing well, my man. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. How's it out east, man?
You know, if it gets any goddamn colder out here, I'm gonna fill them.
Hey, you're not on speaker, are you?
There, let me see if I can take that.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to hear over the radio.
Yeah.
There you go. That's better. How cold is it out there?
The last time I checked, it was about 32 degrees. I think it's 26 right now.
Oh man, that's summer out here in Illinois.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, Tombstone, tell everybody, you just became a sponsor of Motorcycle Madhouse. Tell everybody what you do and stuff like that, name of your company. And I want to get your thoughts later on about why you got into the biker lifestyle, because that's the subject we're talking about today.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Well, to start off with, I want to say thank you. You opened the doors for us, and we're looking forward to doing business in the future with you. What we are is a custom designed merchandise company. We have custom designers on staff. Basically, what we like to do, dig inside of the customer's brain, extract all those amazing little ideas, and then give them a life that they deserve. So we can do custom T-shirts, signs, match pads, name it. We're going to find a way to print that. As far as our T-shirts are concerned, we only use the highest quality merchandise that we can find right off the rip. I have suppliers that I do work with that out to me the lowest prices that they can find. Right? So we get the lowest prices available on the merchandise. On top of it, we use a specially designed material print on top of the shirts and other apparel merchandise that is a plastisol base with a little bit of vinyl blended into it. It has a good stretch factor to it. It doesn't crack. It doesn't shrink. It wears. I have shirts and a pair of shoes that I've been wearing nonstop. The shirt itself has been washed at least 30 times. And I'm an active person. I ride my bike, you know.
Right.
Even in the cold. But, the shirt takes a lot of abuse, and it still hasn't cracked not once. We're picking up more and more clubs as time goes on, but this is a veteran-owned company. We worked very hard. We took the money out of our own pockets to start this thing up, and been progressively growing. And we're not trying to be millionaires, but never know what the future holds, and don't want to be lost in the sauce.
Right. Now, you are veteran-owned, which is thanks for your service, and that's one of the biggest things, as far as advertisers are concerned. We only take veteran-owned businesses and stuff, and we don't charge for that type of stuff. So if you got a business out there and you're a vet and you want to get on the air, let me know. What got you into the biker scene? Because that's one of the biggest things that we're talking about today. Like me, I was, as a kid and down the road, we had a couple patch members, and they always used to pay attention to us kids. And like I said, if you got out of hand back then, they kick you in the ass. But it really, impressed upon me as a kid what I wanted to be when I got older.
Well, it's not a simple question to answer, but it can be rather lengthy at times. But the main reason why I did is I grew up in the scene. I grew up in Connecticut, Delaware, going through high school and so forth. I was surrounded by what they would call dominant clubs these days. Still dominant, by the way. I saw how they conducted this, and it's kind of what drove me a little bit to get military, because there was a certain amount of you had to do things a certain way, you had to learn, there was a process behind it. Unfortunately, for me, back in the day, I'm 46 years old, fucking 70s, 80s, 90s, I was growing up.
You're coming up the same time as me.
Absolutely. So, I was around these 1% clubs that are dominant. Unfortunately, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life.
Right.
So, how it is in the world, your career depends upon associations and everything else. So I just was an independent biker for years. It wasn't until about 5 years ago that I joined my first club. I learned a lot first time through. I hung out with a lot of clubs over the years, but for the most part, I was an independent rider. I gave up riding for a little while because, I don't know if you know this, but I have 10 kids, and it's a lot of work.
Oh, you 10 kids, you were busy. Holy crap. You know what you know what they say? You're supposed to rat that rascal, man.
Nah, my pull-out game is terrible, man.
You didn't pull out too good, man. You don't got that motion down, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's know what? That's awesome. 10 kids, God bless.
But now my crew, we started up our own club, as a matter of fact, and we through the process, we did it all the right way, regardless of what those naysayers want to say. Man, it's the best way to do things because every club, and it's not about getting beat up and all the other stuff. Every club needs a little bit of support, needs a helping hand. If you don't do it the right way, you're never going to get the respect that you deserve, and you're never going to be able to be successful.
Right, right. And you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. You know, you're a small club, and you said you went by the right way protocol and stuff like that. And I've always said, regardless of, what kind of club, who you support, and all that type of stuff, it's always better to go the protocol way because you have other clubs that come to you party with you, and you get to have all kinds of fun. You got the COC and stuff like that. But, what I wonder is, I really do wonder, is why people nowadays think it's just best to throw on a patch and say there's something they're not.
Well, Sons of Anarchy and Mayans ruined the biker world. I mean, let's be honest with each other. The thing is take a look at society today. They don't have, let's say, nobody loves the law enforcement, right? But there is no respect for law enforcement. There's no respect for authority anymore, So the bottom line is in our world, the dominant or the authority, and now you got all these snowflakes trying to get into what we're doing. And, we don't want to all go to jail for beating people up for stupid things, so we kind of just got to look the other way,
Right, right. Well, it's not when we were growing up and stuff in the early 90s, man. That stuff would have never happened. But there's so much technology out there now, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's out of control.
Well, it's funny because a lot of people are going to, they go around and say, hey, why they don't, these dominants do this or do that. And my first response is, well, why don't you do it if you don't like it so much? You know what I mean?
No, I do, but I equate it to real careers in the world, there's guys that do it, but they all get called out on the carpet for it. When I was a kid growing up, I always wanted to be a Navy SEAL, but I knew that physically I was never going to be all the other crap. So, bottom line is I'm not out running around with a Navy SEAL uniform on with all these medals and all this other shit claiming that I'm something that I'm not. Same thing in our world, You don't know the life, you don't know the history, you don't know the protocols, you have no business putting a cut on. That's just the way it is.
Right, right. Now, what do you think about people that actually encourage or say, hey, the Constitution gives you a right? That one I always laugh at.
Yeah, cheesecake. Listen, I've been going round and round with that dude. Finally got tired of it with him. Here's the thing, and again, this is what I've been saying from day one, and I've been following you just recently over the past month. But I really like what you're saying and what you're doing, and that's why I follow you. And I watch PD a lot too. The bottom line is this: it's all about that. Right? You don't want to do the time as a prospect, so you can just start your own club. You don't want to invest into your future. What the hell makes anybody who wants to call you brother think that you take the time to invest in them or the club that you're trying to stand up, not willing to your time?
Man, that's the best explanation I've heard in a long time there, Tombstone. That's a awesome one. That's hell of a freaking explanation.
Everybody wants to be a leader, but here's the thing. I don't know if you've ever been a president of a club or anything, and I got a small club. And unfortunately, I'm the president. I don't mean that like it's the first thing going. Mm-hmm. It's a tremendous amount of work. You know, and it takes dedication, it takes sacrifice, and I've got a family that supports me, so it makes things a lot easier. But the bottom line is all about respect. And people that want to be the president of a club, you don't want them to be the president of a club because they don't know what they're looking at. They don't know what they're going to do. Don't know what the sacrifices are.
Right, right. Now, how did you get in the business you're in now?
As far as the merchandise company,
Yeah.
well, all right. So obviously, I'm a veteran. I got injured when I was overseas. I came back and I took. It's actually a real quick story that I'd like to bring to you.
Yeah,
So
go ahead. What branch did you serve in?
I'm still in the Army right now. I'm active duty. I did time overseas in Iraq in 2007 is when I joined the Army. I was 34 years old. I went to basic training. They used to call me Grandpa, you know. So here I go, get through basic training. I volunteered for my first deployment over to Iraq. I went to Balad, Iraq, did my time over there. But when I came home, I started to see the turn in the way that the United States is being with rules getting crazy and the Second Amendment stompers and all this other stuff, right? So my friends and I sat down and we said, hey, somebody's got to have a voice. Somebody has to speak out. So we created Dirty Sam. Dirty Sam has been rolling around his grave for so long that he said, it's time for me to come out. It's time for me to speak my piece. Let people know that this is not the way my country is supposed to be. We're soft, we're squishy, and that's not how things are supposed to be with us. We are the strongest nation in the world, and we need to say that. So the zombie Uncle Sam is running the earth, causing problems for everybody else, waking them up saying, welcome to America.
Man, you know what? You bring up something that a lot of people are thinking, but a lot of, outside of, some hardcores are you wanted to say, but you are so dead on about this country right now that it is kind of sickening how PC it's gotten and, the direction of some of these politicians. Now, you being in the service, and I've said this a million times on air, growing up, we actually were under the threat of the real Russia, the Soviet Union. A lot of these youngins don't know what the Soviet Union was like, man. It was like, hey, we had to wait for a damn nuclear missile to fly over our damn heads at any time. It's not like this. It's not like this crap that they're pushing right now on TV. Those ain't the Russians that we know. But now you got kids actually going around flying that damn flag, that sickle and bars flag.
You got kids running around guarding the flag, and that's the thing that disgusts me the most. I mean, listen, I am not 100% born. I mean, I was born in this country, but that's not what my lineage is. I'm Scandinavian, and I have a lot of Viking type blood in my system. So, I like to make a lot of noise and scream and shout, and I have no problem flying a Norwegian flag or anything else, but my heart belongs to the red, white, blue. That's the difference. Here's the thing. Now, you remember this. When we were kids, man, we were there during the Cold War and all the other happy horse shit.
Oh, yeah.
You remember the drills? You remember the nuclear warhead drills, and you had to get underneath your desk during, if the alert came off?
Exactly.
What the fuck was that's going to do to save you?
It wasn't going to do a damn thing for us, man. It wasn't. And what really upset me, and I actually brought it up on yesterday's show, we had Bush, 41, who passed away. He was a World War II vet, and he was part of Ronald Reagan's cabinet. He's his VP before he became president. And I do not think these kids understand that most of the politicians nowadays, they couldn't do what them guys did with the Soviet Union.
No, but you know what? Trump supporter or not, here's what I'm going to tell you. My man, every promise he's made, he's followed through on. He said he was going to make shit right. He went out and made shit right. We had a freaking nut job. North Korea just wanted to just level us straight into a piece of glass. And this man, talked some shit, got everybody riled up, but the bottom line is, moved it all out, everything's good. Now, I'm not saying that it's not going to happen in the future, but the man worked. Those are the politicians that we need. As a matter of fact, he's not even a politician, he's a businessman. We don't need fucking politicians. They suck.
Well, he's an outsider, and you can tell he's an outsider the way these people are trying to come at him right now. And we, as club members, yeah, they should be. Everybody should, not even club. Everybody should be scared the way this government's coming after a president of the United States and all the stops they're trying to pull.
So let me tell you something. In New York, and by the way, New York sucks. Sorry.
Oh man, you know what? I'm from Chicago, so I'm from the same liberal machine, man. I like that. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So we have Governor Cuomo, and this guy has done nothing but jack taxes, steal from the poor to give to the rich, and then on top of it is attack all of our Second Amendment rights. We created this bill and this law, the SAFE Act, which is the most unsafe thing in the entire world. Okay.
Well, you also had a congressman who wanted to put in where they wanted to check your social media for the last 3 years or something like that.
Oh, that's still being presented. That hasn't been voted out yet. So so here's the thing. A lot of veterans come home from overseas. Maybe not now, but I'm not saying they're not doing for duty over there. What I'm saying is things aren't as rough as they were 5, 10, 15 years ago. But the bottom line is you got veterans coming home, PTSD. You got regular people on the streets that, ambulance drivers, firemen, all this other stuff, they have PTSD. But if they ever get diagnosed with it, not allowed to carry a firearm in the state of New York.
Man, that's messed up. So they can you can go over there and fight for us, but you can't come here and freaking carry a weapon because you got PTSD from protecting us.
That's the mentality, yeah. So if you have any kind of a psychological disorder, which PTSD falls into that category, in the state of New York, if find out about it, they're going to collect for a firearm.
Man, that's terrible right there. Oh, man.
Right?
You know what? That's the first step for confiscation. I'm pissed. I can't even say it. Confiscation.
Listen, I'm not all about starting a riot or a new revolution or anything else, but I'm trying to take my gun to see what happens.
Right. Well, look what's going on over in Paris, and I think it's Germany right now. They're all in the streets right now. Yeah. They're actually begging for Trump over there, but that just goes to show you how far left and how socialist and all that type of stuff the governments are become. And these kids don't understand what true socialism is. If they, like you said, if they go down to North Korea, Russia, China, and stuff like that, they understand what it'd be about. They wouldn't be spouting off like they are right now, let me tell you. But, as a veteran, how does that make you feel, seeing this kind of stuff?
Listen, I used to get wrapped around the axle all the time about it, but it's got to be a point in time where a man has to sit back and just, what? People have to be people. Just can't. Listen, we can throw all the education in the world out there that we can. As much as you talk about, or I, or BD, or Edward, or anybody else talk about the education more of the world, it's always going to be that person sitting there. Right?
Right.
It's the same thing. It's the world, the way the world is now. Everything is about my feeling is hurt. I gave it after I went through basic training in 2007, they came out with these things called stress cards. Okay, and these little guys that when their drill sergeant got in their face too hard, started yelling at them, and they felt like they were going to cry, they could whip this stress card out and had to walk away.
Oh my God. That's,
Like,
you know
believe this
what,
shit?
that's messed up to hear. Now tell everybody if these same people were to face Russians, Chinese, North Koreans, how it would be for them.
Well, I'll tell you this much: they didn't fight with me overseas. You know, they weren't. They didn't volunteer for their deployment. They were voluntold that they went. You know what I mean?
Oh, we got Good Time
But
Charlie in the house over at BIC Radio. Not to interrupt you, Tombstone, but I gotta give.
What's up, Charlie?
I gotta give Charlie a freaking shout out. If you guys haven't been over at BIC Radio, you guys got to get over there, man. He is the godfather of biker radio. So get your butts over there. But go ahead,
Yeah, I've been
Tombstone.
following Good Time Charlie for years, man. He's amazing.
Dude, he is
so
awesome, man. He's freaking, you know what? He is set the standard for everybody. And he had, you know what? He actually made a movie. It's called Rebel on the Highway. And it's an actual biker movie that you don't have shooting, you don't have any of that stuff. It's a family friendly type of movie. He's actually he's shooting another movie, Rough Boys. And it's, you know what? Good Time Charlie epitomizes what independent bikers are and what the bikers that I knew growing up.
Absolutely.
You know, he's just a funny cat, man. You gotta love him, and he's one of the best blues guitar players I've ever seen.
Absolutely. And, you know, I've been watching him for years. I recently started getting hooked up with you, and I've been watching BD. I mean, listen, guys are doing something that needs to be, you know, because a lot of new clubs coming out in the world, a lot of them, and not just clubs, but regular independent riders. Think, I'll just throw a piece of leather on with some patches on it, go do my thing. If it looks like a 1% patch with 3 fucking pieces on it, it's a bad idea. I'm just gonna put it out. It's just a bad idea. Don't do it.
Right.
Don't do it.
Well, I don't think what a lot of people understand is a lot of these guys actually bled for that patch. A lot of them gave their lives for a patch, and a lot of them are serving damn big time for that patch, man. So they wonder why guys get all upset when that comes about.
Well, first of all, I'm going to tell you the Mongols piece. This is bullshit, right? First of all, this is the first prong attack put an end. The motorcycle club, period.
Well, they want to do what Oz is doing. They want to do what Canada's doing. And the story right before you came on is I got it in the description box of a warrant that was issued against the Hells Angels down in Virginia, and it reads like, because they're going after him for RICO, it looks like they're trying to, but it reads just like out of the California DA's office on the Mongols. And what I've been telling people is you can support who you want, but if you want to hate on the Mongols and stuff like that, the next club they're coming after is the one you like.
Yeah, but the thing is, and this is what people don't understand, like, I call them the forefathers of the MQ. These are the guys back in the 30s and 40s that started this whole thing. Those guys were veterans. They served their time. They didn't have to ask for permission because no one was going to go and talk to them and say, you need to ask for permission because it's dangerous. These dudes came home from some of the bloodiest, most dangerous battles in the entire world. They came over here back to their country. Shit on them. So all they wanted to do is get their brotherhood back. They wanted to live just like they were over there. Because nowadays, tours of duty are only a year ago. And then you could extend if you want. Back then, you didn't go home until it was over.
Right.
And that was it. You know? So it's a much different world. So when they came home, their girlfriends that they left behind, married some punk, you know, you had Jody marrying your girlfriend, your wife, and people, you know, there was reports coming back and you were dead. Your family didn't know really what was going on. So you come home, country shit's on you, everything you left behind is over, and all you know is survival on the battlefield, surrounded by a bunch of dudes that have a mentality. What do? Start your own shit.
Right.
That's what these guys did. You know, the problem is people that are getting involved in motorcycle clubs and they're trying to rock patches and they don't know shit about the history and the sacrifices those men had to make in order to get here. Now you got the FBI, CIA, whoever else, with RICO Act, bullshit, stormtrooper tactics that they're trying to pull. The bottom line is they're not just coming after your club or my club or anybody else's club, and they're not taking a constitutional right like Jesus wants to talk about. What they're doing is they're destroying the history of everything that those men back then did, all the sacrifices they made, give us what we have today.
Exactly. And you know what? They really don't know what them men had to go through during I think the 70s was one of the worst periods for motorcycle profiling. And that's actually one of the reasons why clubhouses came about, was because nobody wanted to drive down the street to get a beer because they were always getting thrown down face first in the mud. So they said, screw it, we'll just make a clubhouse up and we'll just drink our shit here. You know, and
yeah, that's pretty much how it went down. You know?
Right. And, you know, it is terrible, man, what's going on out there. You know, it really is.
But all I'm going to say is, wearing a patch. I say this. Work the patch. Don't let it die. Because the day listen, they're already after your gun. May not be in every state. But in the state of New York right now, don't have federal reciprocity. If they're going to take that amendment away, they're going to take the rest of it away. Which means you're not going to have the right to wear it. You're not going to have the right to do anything else. I don't care if it's criminal activity or not.
Right. Rock on, man. Well, you know what? You're an awesome interview, and I really appreciate having you on and stuff like that. We're going to get you a video commercial up at the ending. That way everybody can support you, as well as a 30-second spot on Motorcycle Madhouse. But before I let you go, let everybody know your company again and give them the information and all that good stuff. And this is a veteran-owned company, guys.
Yeah, we are absolutely a veteran-owned company. So it's Dirty Sam Production. You can find us at DirtySam86@gmail. That's Dirty Sam, the number's 86@gmail.com. Hit us up. I have some designers that these dudes, they're gonna rip those ideas right out of your head, and they're gonna create some awesome stuff. Trust that the stuff that we make only made for you. That's it.
Rock it on, man. Well, I appreciate having you on the show, Tombstone. And hopefully we can send some business your way. And again, thanks for your service and stuff like that. Without you vets, man, this country wouldn't be where it is today. Never. You guys bled for it, and you deserve everything this country can give you. And we appreciate
that support,
everything
man.
For you.
Hey, man, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and thank you so much for supporting the veteran business and supporting the veterans. You're the shit, man.
No problem. It's you guys that are the shit. But I'll talk to you later, and I'll get a hold of you during next week, man. We'll sit and talk about everything.
All right, brother. Thank you very much.
Talk to you later. Man, he's awesome, ain't he, guys? You know, the vets of this country mean everything. And let me tell you a reason why. You know, it's not only because of what they did and stuff, but my family, I was lucky enough to have a member that fought in every war this country's had since its founding. And actually, my uncle, well, my dad's brother, but my uncle got killed in Vietnam. He was a door gunner on a helicopter, and he got shot down. I think he got shot down 3 times. On the 4th time, an RPG hit him. But it kind of hits home when you hear those type of stories from your family, you know, what they were like before the wars and stuff like that, and not coming home. But our vet is a treasure to this country. And you know what? That's where the brotherhood and the motorcycle clubs actually, you know, really started to freaking tighten up, man, is with these vets. Like he said, after coming home from World War II, them World War II vets, man, they went through holy hell. And that's one of the reasons why they're called the greatest generation around. is the way they fought. They stopped that tyranny that was going on. Millions of people died in that war, and our boys and our girls too stood strong against that. And today we're not speaking German right now. Then of course there was Korea, Vietnam, and up to today our boys overseas and Afghanistan right now, they are tearing it up and making this country proud. That's who we are as a country. It's just not, us individuals, man, but it's our vets, and I'm always going to preach that. And I know there's some people that are anti, but you know what I say to them? Screw you, fuck you. I don't give a shit if you're anti or what. Our vets are the best things around. Oh, we got another call. You're on the air.
Hey, Hollywood, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Good, good. Listen, I was listening to you talking about old school bikers and everything else. Let me tell you something. I was born 63, and back in the 70s, I was raised in the city in Massachusetts where the dominant club was the 81. And I remember when I was 12 years old, I would see these guys pull up on their bikes and everything else, and I admired them like you wouldn't fucking believe. And they recognized this, and they took me under their wing. And I remember the front yard, there'd be a big, huge oak tree with a sofa up front, and they'd throw the fucking Bowie knives and everything else into the tree trunk. But that's the way it was back in the early, mid-70s. And I got into trouble, and I ended up going back to the city that I was raised in, and that, because of the people, my family, Michael always said, Frank, if you're in trouble, just let me know. We'll call this, we'll call that. The 81 will come down, they'll take care of business. And that's how I knew this. And I've always loved it ever since because of who these people are and how they act and the freedom and just being good people, and that, and I'm going back to the early 70s, the mid 70s, and that's the way it is, and that's, that's it.
Right. Well, you know what, and this goes to, depending where you grew up is where, you knew you're dominant and stuff like that. I believe all the older guys and stuff like that, you're going to want to go on and shake their hands and stuff, because them old boys really did put up with some shit. But they really taught the partying and taught you what it was like to be a man. And nowadays, it's like, goddamn, man, where the hell did the balls go?
Right. It's like, what the fuck, you get these fucking people in their 20s and 30s who want to be this and that, and they're fucking muscle heads doing fucking steroids or whatever, and they think, they think they can do whatever the fuck they want to do, and, they have no respect, they don't know loyalty, love, honor, and respect. They don't know these things.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
I agree.
They don't know those things.
Yeah, a lot of the guys that I grew up with that aren't around anymore, they wouldn't know what it is.
Right.
They wouldn't know anything nowadays. It's like, holy shit, everything's backwards. But I appreciate you calling in, bud. I got a bunch of other ones calling in next. And Frank's one of my regular callers, man. I love talking to Frank, man. He's got that Boston accent and stuff like that. So I appreciate you calling in.
All right, man. You have a good night.
Talk to you. I love Frank, man. I love that accent. What I love even more is a woman with that accent. Ooh! It can get you going, let me tell you. But yeah, the lines are open, guys. If you want to call in, go ahead. I only got one line at a time. You're on air.
Hey, hi, what are you doing, buddy?
What's up? Who we got?
This is Mr. Perfect.
Mr.
I'm trying to speak up this time.
Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing okay, and I think you're having a great topic tonight about how you got started. But I had an interesting talk last night with somebody that's possibly trying to look to get into the club scene, and I found that I'm having this conversation a lot since people tend to know the club that I'm prospecting with and getting my start going. And what that conversation was about is about hang around. And what I'm finding is a lot of these folks that are looking at motorcycle clubs don't understand hanging out versus being an official hang around.
Right, right. Well, you know what? The hang around period, well, you're going through all the time right now and stuff. I think the hang around period is probably the most important for anybody to go through because it gets you to know the club and the club to get to know you.
Absolutely. But what I'm finding out is a lot, in talking to some folks, they're saying things like, I'm going to XYZ's event and I'm going to go hang around with this club, but that's not actually they're not an official hang around at that point. They're just hanging out, hoping to hang out with that particular club. Whereas a hang around is, they've been officially acknowledged by the club as being under that club's umbrella.
Right, right.
And I was wondering if we could talk about that a little bit.
Go ahead, man. You're on. You got time. Let's go.
Yeah. So what I found is, guys come up to me, and especially when they get around a club like I'm prospecting with, and it's their first night, or they may have been to the clubhouse a couple of times, and they're saying, "Hey, I'm a hang around," and no, they're not a hang around yet because that's an official title within our club. At least I'm not going to speak about other clubs, but within our club, that's they're under our umbrella at that point. You get what I'm saying?
Right, right. Now, and you know what? And the next question's going to be is I get this a lot. Is a hang around the same as a prospect? Are they treated the same?
No, not at all. A hang around actually gets to party, gets to drink, gets to that's time to get to know individual members and start building a relationship. To become a prospect, the club actually holds a vote and to ask you, okay, you've hung around, you've known some brothers, you've been under a wing, you've partied with us for a while. We trust you. It's a different level of trust, but when you become a prospect in my club, you get a different kind of patch. You're still wearing support shirts and such, but you get a prospect patch, and then you're actually you're working for the club and for all the members.
Right, right.
And when the drinking stops, the partying stops for a little while. Because now you're actually put to work.
And well, it depends on what club and stuff like that, but you get to know how to make white Russians. Let me tell you.
I think that's a thing around outlaws, white Russians. Something about milk and vodka.
It's actually a damn good drink, man.
Oh yeah. It goes down smooth unless you had a lot of beer beforehand. But the one thing is that, like I said, that hanging out with the club, you're not under that umbrella until they start calling you the hang around. When you get that phone call, when you're sitting in the clubhouse, there's only 2 or 3 brothers in there, no old ladies, no barflies, and then one brother gets on the phone and starts saying, "Oh yeah, this member's here, oh, and I hang around, so and so is here too." Then you know that you're building that level of trust.
Right.
Then the next title that's going to come up is they're going to come to that hang around and say, hey, you've been a hang around, you've been an asset. How would you like to go ahead and step on up and put on this prospect patch?
Right. Now, what do you recommend as far as hanging around a club before you want to go and say, hey, okay, man, I like to prospect for you, or take their offer up?
Well, in only speaking for my nation, it's usually 2 to 3 months of solid hang-around commitment. You're wearing the support club shirt. You're going to all the events. You have the brothers' phone numbers. They have your phone number. They're calling you. They're calling you and saying, "Hey, we're having church here in an hour. Are you going to be there?" And while you're not invited into the meeting, you can sit out in the parking lot, have a beer, and wait for the brothers to get done, and then do the little after party, after church bar thing with them. Excuse me. But that in my club, that's 2 to 3 months minimum for everybody. Even if you're at Legacy, you still have to be there 2 or 3 months hanging out consistently. What I found is we get a lot of guys that will come in and say they want to be a hang-around, they want to be official, they may even buy a support shirt and put it on that night. But then the next week when we're trying to call them and say, hey, we're all meeting up Friday night at the clubhouse at 6 o'clock. Do you want to come? And they're not, they don't show up. They've got other things going on, and they're always busy. And really, I'd say out of 10 guys that claim they want to be hang-arounds or they want to be prospects, maybe 1 out of 10 will actually show up, to other events for the next month.
Right. Well, you know what? That's why I think I recommend, because I get I get 200 to 300, 400 emails a day. And by the way, guys, if I haven't hit you back email-wise, it's not because I'm not trying. I'm getting too many of them each day, so I'm trying to catch up to them. But what I usually recommend is people, okay, stay independent or go with a riding club, because most people don't understand the commitment that it takes to be in an MC. It takes a lot of commitment. An MC is not an RC or a social club or any of that stuff. It's on a whole different level.
Yeah, you're 100% right. It's not about just getting together once or twice a week. I mean, you're talking daily contact with these folks. And the money, it's expensive. To give an idea, last month, I rode to Tampa, Florida, the first weekend of the month, and then the very next weekend rode to Dallas from Little Rock.
Oh, yeah, it's big money, man. Not only the dues, but travel time.
Right. Yeah, dues are big, and travel. And a lot of times when I left for Tampa, I found out Friday morning, we were leaving at 10 o'clock Friday night for Tampa.
Right. Well, you know what's funny, Mr. Perfect, is I'm actually going to bring my wife, she goes by China, down on one of these days, and we were going to talk about women in the motorcycle club scene, and I think I got another one that I just talked to today that might come on, but she can tell you I was gone 2-3 weeks at a time. I just gone.
Oh, yeah.
See ya.
Yeah. And because people's got to get there especially if the chapter's having problems or they're moving, they're getting a new clubhouse. They'll ask for the other clubs in the region. If it's a regional thing, they'll ask the other clubs in the region, hey, we're moving this clubhouse from this city to this city within the region. We need all the people down there to help. And then you'll run down there to help. And then, another brother's died in the state next door, and they need people to run to the state next door to help with the funeral and such. And this just goes on and on. And, to step up and to do that, yes, it's great. The parties are awesome. And when I went to Tampa, I picked up a lot of the bills for some of my brothers because they just their payday hadn't fallen yet. But when I went to Dallas the following week, they paid for everything for me, so I didn't have to cover any of that expense.
Now, you know what? You bring up an awesome point. I'm going to stop you right there. Now, for all those going around saying that MC clubs are gangs and criminals, well, if that's the case, why the hell is it hard to pay for?
I almost wish it was like Sons of Anarchy where they said, hey, I think one episode I heard something about, hey, the run money, we got the money for the run money, but we need money for this, that, the other thing. When they need money, they're looking at each other going, hey, brother, the electricity's got to be paid. Or, hey, brother, we need three people to go to Oklahoma for this event. Now, because I'm retired, I'm usually one of the first ones, but if our president has to send 3 people, I can only fill one of those slots.
Right.
But again, whoever's got to go, it's time is more valuable than money in the MC.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got the time, but a brother's got to work and he can't, he's got sick kids or anniversary or something. He doesn't have the time, so he'll trade you. Hey man, you've got time. I'll kick you $100 to go to this event for me.
Right.
And so you're always willing and dealing like that within the MC. And like I said, with being retired, it helped. That's why I'm able to help the club because I'm able to step up and go. I've got a lot of that time.
Hey, Mr. Perfect, hold on a second. I got to give a shout out to Dirty D's, and we got Dibs in there still. Don't you guys forget to go see their channels, man. Go over there. They're cool. How you doing, Dirty? Go ahead, Mr. Perfect.
Yeah, but the money thing, the time is the most important thing that an MC needs from its members is time because there's something always going on, and different officers don't. The president may not always have time, or the secretary may not be available for notes, or if they've got a meeting to send a representative or a proxy. So time is the number one asset, and then money would be number 2. So, but time is definitely more important, and I think that's why when I hear you say, go to an RC or something, definitely the time requirement isn't as critical for an RC. You miss a riding event, big deal. You miss a poker run.
Right.
But it's a big deal in the MC world to miss a mandatory run.
Yeah, because everybody depends on everybody there. But going back to what I was saying was, how the hell can the organization be criminal if everybody's trying to scam by? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's just, I think, National Geographic and Gangland, and they've got to sell a paper or a story, and they don't sell it by talking about toy runs or raising money for spina bifida. They talk about it the same way that the Desert Rat talks about it, because that's the sensationalism of it all.
Right. Well, you know what? When I was with the Pistons and stuff like that, not one time was I asked to do anything illegal. And I think that's why it pisses me off when people go out there and say everything's a gang. Not one time. It was actually the opposite. If you did something stupid, you get kicked the freak out of there. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, if you commit a crime in your colors, you're done. It's over for you.
Right.
Especially
because you're bringing
if the media takes a picture of it. What's that?
You're bringing RICO and everything else down on guys that are just out there working.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Even if and I'm just going to give a hypothetical. If they needed me to be in Pine Bluff in 45 minutes from where I'm at, which would really take a little longer than an hour to get there, and I know I've really got to get on the throttle, I'm going to take my cut off first, throw it in my bags, and then step on the speed a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Right, right.
Just because you don't want that one-on-one. No one wants to see a brother in a pack sitting on the side of the road, talking to the police.
Right, right. Well, it just pisses me off how the government's going after the Mongols, and a lot of people, they're going to have to freaking understand that this is for all clubs. This ain't just for the one you don't like or you do like.
Right, and I've been blessed to meet a lot of Mongols, and I assure you, they're just regular guys. I know you know this, but a lot of folks tend to, they want to see Billy the Kid or something in everybody. But I've met tall Mongols, short Mongols, young Mongols, old Mongols, and every type of walk of life.
Right.
And in my club, I've heard presidents, told me, hey, we're not a criminal organization. We're just an organization that might have some criminals in it.
Right, right.
And, and there's some guys in my own club that I probably wouldn't want to be with them on a Saturday night with their old lady if they're smacking them around, because that's just not what I do. And I'm sure, there's probably somebody in my own club right now smacking their old lady or their kid, doing the wrong thing with their kid. Not sexually, we wouldn't have that. Right. But, maybe punishing them a little harsh, and I probably wouldn't be cool with that. But, to sit there and try to figure out what everybody that's wearing my patch is doing, I'd have to spend too much time in their personal life, and we don't have a whole lot of that anyway.
Exactly. Well, I appreciate you calling in, Mr. Perfect. That was a hell of a conversation there about hang-arounds and stuff. And like you said, it is very important for people to understand the hang-around period, what it's there for, and how it helps them and the club. Let me tell you, because you don't want to waste the club's time, because that's what I feel like is, 9 times out of 10, you're going to have people out there wasting the club's time.
Yeah, and that, like I said, I've just had conversations lately where, men don't know the difference between hanging around or hanging out and being an official hang around.
Right, exactly.
That's all.
Well, that's cool, man. I'm going to have Sinister call in now. I guess he wanted to call in, so I'm going to let him call in, but I really appreciate it, Mr.
I partied at the Rough Riders Clubhouse 2 weeks ago. They need to up their beer game. At least here in Little Rock. You tell Sinister I said that. Good night.
I'll talk to you later, my man. Bye. I love Mr. Perfect, man. He's awesome. But go ahead, Sinister, if you want to call in, go ahead and call in. I'll take your phone call real quick. Whoa, man, we're over at the hour mark. But go ahead and call in. How's everybody doing in the freaking chat room? Miss my home in Arizona. Dan moved to Alabama in January. Why, I'm stuck up here in the cold, man. It's like 20 degrees out there. I'm freezing out there. But anyway, are we getting a Reader's Ride segment tomorrow? You're on air.
Oh, yo, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up?
Same old. I'm not Sinister, I don't believe. Shit.
Don't worry about it. Who you at?
I'm Nick.
What's up, Nick?
Same old. So I'm sure you saw the shit with Freddie.
Yeah, I seen that shit with Freddie.
Things in the news with that whole nonsense. So why I'm calling though.
Okay.
I keep seeing a lot of, and I know they're like, my age or younger. I'm like 28 years old, man. I'm not all that old.
Oh, you're just a pup, man.
Yeah. But, like, I keep seeing a bunch of people my age, like, and I can tell they're my age because of their names and shit and the way they talk.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, hey, I want to be a prospect. Hey, could I prospect? Hey, how do I go about prospecting? Hey, what do I do? How about it? All right. Listen. listen to somebody about your age that you can kind of relate to, okay?
Right.
Get the fuck off the internet when you're saying that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Don't say it online. There's no fucking point to saying it online. Go get your ass down to a clubhouse. Maybe go hit a bike night, maybe go to a rally, something, anything.
Right.
But, trying to get involved in this kind of scene online is just stupid.
It's ridiculous.
The wrong way to go about it.
It's ridiculous. You're not going to get anywhere as far as enjoyment out of the lifestyle, and 2, you're not going to earn it.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it bothers me. I'm big on history. I'm a student of history, and I like doing things the right way, and I have only my father to thank for that. But when it comes to traditions and, rules and rituals, right, you need to honor those things.
Right.
There's a process, and you have to pay your dues. And you know what? It might be money. You might catch a little bit of a beat behind the bar if you give somebody the wrong look or look at his wife funny way, but you know what? Deal with it.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, that's a part of it.
Rock on.
I don't know. I don't get it, but I think that might be my old coot inside showing his head a little bit.
Well, you know what? I really appreciate you calling in, man. Hopefully the Freddie gets his due. What happened to Freddie was some crap. Let me tell you. But
oh yeah,
that was
I got
stuff.
some info on that shit. That's Jesus. Yeah, I can't really be talking much about it right now.
Let's not talk about that on air, man. But I really do appreciate you calling in. I think I got Sinister up next. So Sinister, if you want to call in, I'll take your phone call. And thanks for calling in, Nick.
Yeah, man, no problem.
Thanks, buddy. So, 28 years old, man. I think I got underwear older than that. I really think I do. But this has been a hell of a conversation so far, guys. I'll take one more phone call, and it will be Sinister if he calls me back. Let's see if I got 4 missed phone calls here. Let's call him. Let's see here. Google Voice this sucker. How you guys enjoying the show? Let's see if we got him.
What's up, Hollywood?
Sinister, what's up, my man?
Man, I'm just hanging here listening to all this good information. Everybody taking Mr. Perfect, getting his little word in there, talking about everything and prospecting and all that.
Rocking.
Really cool, man. I like hearing it all.
Hey, you smoking
Can
any
you hear
good? Yeah, I hear you, man. You smoking any good shit out there?
Oh, man, they got the best out here. You know the South Side, man. They're inventing shit over here.
Oh, you know what the South Side is.
Oh, yeah, South Side's always rolling out here. But, I love hearing, we always get Frank on there. I like listening to Boston Frank, and he always talks about some really good stuff. And,
I still think our Chicago accents are better, but go ahead.
That's right. So is the pizza.
That and the hot dogs.
They don't know about that pizza.
Hell no, they don't know about Chi-Town.
Yeah, they don't know too much about that. But I was going to throw out there, a lot of those guys, and I don't know if I'm going to say it on your radio thing here, but, I'm a Chicago Rough Rider. And we're not an MC. We're part of a motorcycle division. And we have, it's considered a lifestyle. We're a family, riding group. We go to a lot of parties. We go to MC parties. We go to 1%er parties, and show support. By just going there, buying beer. We don't wear anybody's patches, anything like that. We're kind of like just in the middle. We stay in the middle in our own lane.
Right.
Now,
but
we still do.
Since you're a riding, you're with the riding club and all that good stuff. Do you see any truth to what the damn government's trying to say?
No, what it is they need somebody to just fuck with and spend that money. The federal government's always got some bullshit on their minds, there's so much shit going on out there, and they got to worry about clubs, and stuff like that. And I will be honest with you. Back in the 90s,
I was out there doing some fucking horrific shit. I was out there gangbanging on the south side.
Hey man, wasn't
you know,
the
the south side,
90s wasn't the 90s some hellacious shit, man? During in
dude,
Chicago, holy cow!
Let me tell you something. My partner, my good friend, he's serving 50 years right now. This motherfucker was 19. He was out there fucking causing havoc, dude. I mean, straight up, we didn't give a fuck.
Right.
And, you know, he's doing 50 years. He called me today. He says, I got 4 more fucking months. He said, man, I can't wait for you to come pick me up. And I'm just like ecstatic. He sent me a picture, you know, when he was a kid, when we were out there fucking doing some crazy shit. And then you look at him now, I'm 44 years old. He's 45, you know, and it's like, where the fuck did time go, you know?
Where's he at? Is he at Pontiac or Menard or where?
He was down in Pontiac. Well, a lot of the MC clubs, if they are locked up, and like when I talked to him, he says, you know, general population and all that, when you're locked up in 26 in California.
Oh, yeah, 26 in Cali, man. Division 10, baby.
Yeah. Oh, man. Division 8, all them motherfuckers. I was in 2, and that shit was wild as hell. We kicked the whole deck off, you know?
Right.
But, I mean, you know, you don't see a lot of MCs or biker clubs or anything like that rolling around, you know, inside 26 in California, but you have them locked up in Menard. Menard's, you know, is a federal, or not federal, but it's the big penitentiary for most of the MCs.
That's
you know, that's where they put them in gravel pit.
Yeah, that's a Thunderdome
The
down there.
Joliet. Oh, you know, and they closed that motherfucker down in Joliet.
Oh yeah, Joliet.
My buddy was in Statesville. He got out of Statesville. Now he's in a medium camp, you know, because he's so short on time now, you know. And I told him, I said, when you come out, you know, I go to the riding club, I do my thing. He looked at me, he started laughing. He said, are you serious? I said, yeah, I'd like to ride my bike, man. I said, you know, that's the only time that I can get myself together and actually think, you know, and go out and just ride. I love to ride everywhere, man. I don't care if I'm on my Jitster or on my fucking Brusa or if I'm on my fucking Harley. Right. You know, the thing that pisses me off more than anything is when you're rolling through there. Sometimes I don't even have my vest on. I have on my motherfucking black T-shirt, my black sweatshirt, you know, and I'll have a baseball hat on with my sunglasses, and I'm just out rolling, having fun, just doing my thing. And you're seeing that more and more out here with a lot of clubs. I'm not going to mention no names of certain clubs and 1% clubs out here. They're not wearing their vests because these fucking police out here are trying to grab your vest now and saying it's their city ordinance that they can fucking confiscate your vest and shit.
Yeah, Chi-Town cops, man, they ain't no joke out there.
Well, that's why we run, you know? When I'm on my boots, I'm a fucking hybrid, bro. I'm out. I'm bouncing. I'm putting my motherfucking, kick my plate backwards, and I'm out. You ain't gonna see me, you know? But that's the way it is out here, you know? I ain't pulling over for these motherfuckers, and I don't care. You know, catch me. That's what I think. Catch me.
You guys,
I ain't doing shit wrong. You just want to fuck with me.
You guys still, you guys still dragging down Archer?
Not too much. You know, a lot of the guys and the women that are in the club, we do a lot of charity stuff now. You know, more than ever, we do a lot of charity things, and I mess around and drag race with my buddies. You know, over here by, you know, state line and shit. We'll get out there and start fucking around, you know, and just having a good time, you know. Try not to be out in the public's eye, you know, doing goofy stuff, you know. Cause if you got your vest on, you can't be acting a fool, you know, because somebody will report you or call the cops on you or some stupid shit. You know how it goes. Right. But you always got somebody in the LTS club, you know, let's tell someone, and then fucking getting pulled over by 20 cops and shit, and you didn't even do nothing.
Right. Well, you know what? Them races, man, they were what, 500 to 1,000 to freaking drop the throttle? Man, those were the times.
Have you ever been on 130th over by Elgate Gardens where they raced on that strip?
That one, no, man. I was mostly on County Line. I used to go to that one.
I'll tell you what. The cops would park their cars and watch these motherfuckers at 3 in the morning. We would sit on our cars or on our bikes out there and watch These fuckers pulled their cars off their trailers and sat up there and raced for 20 grand cash and would fucking shoot down fucking 130th right there and race all the way to the, it's almost like the viaduct over there.
Oh,
And,
I believe
that was
it.
a quarter mile. It was crazy,
Oh, I believe it,
we
man.
used to do
20
Doty Road.
G's.
You remember Doty Road?
Doty Road.
I don't know if you know Doty Road. Right on 8094, right off to the side. It was called Doty Road. And then they moved it over by the 4th District Police Station.
Oh, by
over there.
4th District? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We used to race over there like crazy, man. And it was away from everybody, You had your own little 2 lanes and you would go,
Right.
But we had a lot of good times. We had a lot of good times. A lot of fun, And I have a lot of fun, and I enjoy a lot of going to a lot of these parties with the MCs and stuff like that. And, you meet a lot of people, interesting people, and some people, they do their thing and you do yours,
Right. Now you're an RC, and I just had Mr. Perfect, who is an MC. Now what?
Yeah, we're really not even an RC. We're just a lifestyle because we have 4 different divisions.
So you're basically
with
social.
the Rough Riders. Yeah, we do have a social, but see the name club belongs to the MCs.
Right.
So all the motorcycle clubs, they basically own the rights to that MC, and we don't have MC nowhere on us. We have a motorcycle division, we have a pit bull division, we got a car and truck division, and then you got just a social, where guys don't really have bikes, but you don't see too much of that. Most of us all had bikes. There's probably Rough Riders were worldwide. I talk to guys in Tokyo. I talk to them all over the place. And just see how they're doing and what's going on and, all the new stuff that goes on. But, we're over 1 million something strong, that's a lot of members,
Yeah, that's a lot of members.
Oh, fuck yeah, but, we don't side with, different groups because that's why we don't wear other groups' patches and stuff for that support. We support you, guys who, are having like your buddies, they're having their say they're having, how you want to say it, a support thing, they're helping them out. They're trying to, I don't even know how to say it anymore. Just a social event,
right?
To help out people and stuff. We'll donate money. We buy stuff, shirts or whatever, stuff like that. That's how we show support. Right. We go there, spend money at the clubhouses and stuff, and if we have a party, that clubhouse might say, well, hey, why don't you guys come and have your party here at our clubhouse, Yes, sir, they're making money,
Right.
So we're like, yeah, okay, we take a vote, yeah, we'll do this, we'll do that. And it's a lot of fun. We kind of keep to ourselves, when it comes to when shit's popping off, because we don't want to get involved in all that. We're a family, kind of group.
Right.
We just do our own thing. We ride. I like to ride by myself a lot of times. Then I find myself way out in front. I don't know if you know where Kankakee and all that shit is.
Oh, yeah, man. I used to camp at Kankakee State Park when I was a kid.
Dude, I ride all the way the fuck out there. I'll be out past Bourbonnais, all that shit. I'm way out there just riding and not even caring. I bring my buddy up like, hey, you want to roll? He's like, where we going? I said, I don't know. Let's just go. Jump on the expressway, 394, boom, we're gone. Ride one. We're out there, man. We just fucking go. And I just like to ride, and just do my thing. And I got wrapped up with the Rough Riders, and I liked a lot of things we do. We do a lot of good stuff, and a lot of them like to ride, and that's what I look for, If I want to call somebody, hey, let's go, let's ride. What do you want? Where do you want to go? Don't worry about where we want to go. Let's just hit. I'll go downtown, and get in traffic. I don't give a shit,
There's nothing. There's nothing better than riding Lakeshore Drive at the night, man. Nighttime.
And watching the city and checking everything out, man. I mean, it's a good time. Have you ever heard of Chicago United Riders?
Chicago United Riders. I haven't heard of them. No. Are they just
these guys? They're a group of guys. They're a good group, and the guy gets on Facebook, and this kid will be like, "Okay, let's meet at the launch pad." There's this place that over probably like 700 to 800 crotch rockets will show up within an hour. It's
Holy
fucking
shit.
crazy. And we would all show up, and I mean, if you were in clubs, Llama, all of them are there. Everybody's there, you know?
Right.
And we'll ride and take a ride through Chicago. Chicago fucking police are even pulling into this gas station like, what the fuck is going on? And they'll get out, and we'll jump off of Harlem right there and cut through and go through the city. And, dude, it's crazy. I mean, all traffic, you know, it's like you're in Tokyo, man. These motherfuckers are taking their cameras out and taking pictures of all these bikes because they've never seen so many bikes at one time.
Right.
And it's crazy, but it's a lot of fun. And you got the newbies and stuff you got to watch, you know, because they want to cut on the side of you, and you just got to keep your eye open at these newer guys riding these bikes, you know.
Right, right.
So you just walk around, but it's a lot of fun. And then at the end of I would say around November, October, around October, August, October, somewhere in between there, they'll have what's called Doomsday. And I shit you not, there's about 5,000 fucking bikes. 5,000 fucking crotch rockets and fucking Harleys. And the cops don't get involved with us. They don't mess with us. They're in the sky, fucking watching everything, you know, in a helicopter. And we'll jump out and hit 80-94 and hit the city. And you talk about fuck up traffic. I mean, we don't mean to fuck up traffic, but I mean, there's so many bikes. Traffic is just like, what the fuck is going on here? And these guys, I knew the guys who started it, you know, started these rides and stuff. And I said, you know, with all these guys that you got here, some of them are really club riders, and some are, and some are not. You ought to take just $1, just say $1 from everyone here, and donate to a charity. That's all you have to do. You know, you want to come out with us on Doomsday, it's $1. Right. You know, just donate $1 or donate a couple, you know, whatever you want.
Well,
you know, donate it to a charity.
You know what you need to do, man, is you guys on December 14th, next Friday, man, need to come out to Neon's benefit, man, and come party.
Did you see I donated?
What did you? I didn't. Where at?
Yeah, I did. I went to his what's that thing called?
GoFundMe?
My memory's so fucking burned up. Yeah, GoFundMe. I went to his GoFundMe and I donated. You'll see my name on there.
Oh man,
I
really appreciate that, man. That's awesome. I really appreciate that.
You know, I read his story on it, man. He was in a car accident. I thought, oh man, and he's got to go through a lot still. You know, a lot of therapy, a lot of different places for medical attention and stuff. You know, that's a long road, man.
Yeah, he's
having a long road.
He's having some problems.
He needs his money.
Having a lot of problems.
Yeah, he needs the support, you know, and the money to help him.
Well, I hope you come out next week, man. We'll sit down there and party a little bit. Have you on the show, man. We'll do a co-anchor.
Yeah, I'm partying my ass off. I got to find that doing.
Hey, man, all you have to do is take 90 all the way to exit 1. Boom, you're there.
And is this near like Great America or something?
No, man, you take 90 and you go right. It's not towards Kenosha, but actually towards Beloit. And it's the last exit right before Beloit, man. You just make your left, and it'll take you right down by the wheel, man. I'm telling you, man, I'll put you on air with me, man. You just sit next to me and we'll party. Let's go next Friday.
Oh, man, it'd be so much fun.
I'm serious, man. Come on. Bring some boys and
he's supposed to come out too, isn't he?
He'll be on air. He'll be calling and stuff. You know what? I got some broads coming. We're going to have some fun.
Oh, you're trying to get me killed now.
I'm serious,
man. Good. Yeah, I hear you.
It's next Friday. Fun starts at 7:30, man.
Okay, sounds good.
Rock and roll, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on, man, and hopefully see you. I'm serious, man. We'll have you on air with me.
Man, that'd be crazy. They'd be like, what the hell? This boy done lost his damn mind.
Man.
Two Chicago guys on that radio? Oh, Lord.
Well, the show's going to be 3 hours long, man, so it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be like a little telethon, so.
Oh my God! That'd be a good telethon though. Is everybody could donate, and that guy needs money bad. You guys got to send in and donate. That's how you help people out.
Oh yeah,
You got to do it.
couple bucks helps, man. Let me tell you. But I really appreciate having you on, man. And I'm serious about next Friday. If you want to come on, man, we'll go on and run a show.
Dude, that would be awesome. That would be so awesome.
You're invited, man.
Okay, as long as you driving me back home.
You might want to stay, man, because I got some honeys afterwards. Dude, when there's honey,
oh man,
I am there.
Hey, are we still on the air?
Yeah, we're still on the air. We've been on the air, my man.
I thought I was talking to you on the side. I'm over here cussing and everything.
Hell no, we've been on the air the whole time, man. Yeah, it's open to the public.
That's fucking awesome.
It's open to the public,
Everybody.
Joey. So if you want to come, man, come party.
Hey, everybody should be calling in and keep us going. Let's keep this show going so it stays on and everybody can see what's going on.
Man,
wake the fuck up.
It'd be fun. I'm telling you, Sinister. Bring your butt down. I'll put you on air with me. Hey, the Tramps are going to be there with me. Everybody, man. Dave Walters will be there.
Oh, man. That's going to be an awesome show there, man.
Oh, yeah. Nice 3-hour one. Yeah, Joey, you can come if you want, buddy. So,
you hear?
Awesome, man. Well, it's going to be funny.
Hell yeah.
Let's see.
That'll be a good show, man.
Oh, it's going to be fun. I got to make sure the honeys are sitting on my lap, man. I got to, bogart that.
You're telling me you're already cock blocking it.
I share. Hey, I'm a North Sider. I'll share with a South Sider. No problem. You get sloppy seconds. What can I tell you?
Fuck, man, I ain't into that. She's getting into the booty hole. That's it.
Hey, man, I'll take the mouth. You take the rear end. You do you.
Hey. Okay. All right, man.
Okay, bro. I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you mañana.
All right, man.
All right, thanks a lot.
Talk to you. That was an awesome show, guys. And Joey, it's at the Wheel Inn. You can go visit it on actually our Facebook page. It should have, it's the Wheel Inn in South Beloit. It's going to be a hell of a party out there. And yeah, this is next Friday, Pam, at 7:30. We'll be going on the air during the fundraiser and all that good stuff. So, but I really appreciate it, everybody. We had a long show today, but I was having fun. So, and I'm glad you guys stuck with me. And thanks for everything you guys do. Thanks for all the super chats. I really love you guys for that. And I'll see you guys on Monday.